Before we get started in Game Salad, we need to create a little bit of content, especially when it comes to creating the sequences for the walk cycles. So I've already got some artwork prepared here, but what you'll need to do is go in to Photoshop, as I've got it open here, and slice them up equally to generate a series of 9-frame walk cycles. Each row is a separate walk cycle. So the top one up here is the walking up, the second row is the walking left, the third row is walking down, and the fourth row is walking to the right. So what we need to do is create a slice for each one, and then, as I said, export those out as individual images. And we will use the slice tool for that. What's critical is that we need to know the original frame size, and it happens to be 64 by 64 pixels. So knowing that, I'm going to create a slice. So I go down to my slice tool, which is 5 down from the top here. And if it's hidden, you just hold down until you find it. I will zoom up for accuracy. And with my spacebar down, I can drag my image around the screen. So I'm on the slice tool. I'm just going to go up here. Before I start, I'm going to set my snap on so that my slices can snap to each other. I will go down to snap, make sure it's turned on, and then snap to should be turned on to slices and document bounds. So just check again. The slices and document bounds are checked, as well as the snap feature. Okay, so I think I'm ready here. I'm just going to start in this upper left corner. And I'll try to get it close to 64, but if I can't get it perfect, I can always let go and double click on it and adjust the size down here, 64 by 64. While I'm here, each slice will need to be named. So if it first adopts the file name, Professor Walkcycle, no hat, we're going to replace no hat with up and keep the 01. The next one over will be 02, and so on. Okay, so I've got my first slice. I don't need to generate any more new slices. I'm simply going to copy them. So I'll switch over to my Slice Select tool. And with my Option key down, Alt key on the PC, you can see the little plus sign there. I can click and drag to the right. And I will hold my Shift key down after I start dragging, and I want to snap to that edge. And you should be zoomed in to a similar view that I have here. Now once you're there, you can double click it and change the name to the number 2 of that walk cycle. And you would keep going down towards the right, so Option key down, click and drag to the right, Shift key down after you start dragging, make sure it snaps, double click it, rename it by adding 1 to the number 03. So you'll make your way all the way up to 09. For the row below, you would take that first slice again, same process, Option key down, drag, Shift key down after you start dragging, and snap. Double click it. This one's going to the left, so change the word up to the word left. And it's the first frame, so 01. And then you would go to the right for those. Option click and drag. Shift click after I start dragging. Let go. Double click. Change that to a number 2. And go all the way up to number 9. And holding my spacebar down, I can drag up. And of course I would go down and do the next 2 rows. So I'll just do the first one for each. Option key down, drag, then Shift key down, snap, double click. This one's going down, so we'll change that word to down. 01, and the next one would be 02. And then for the walking to the right, Option key down, drag, Shift, release, double click. This one's going to the right. And then you would fill them all up. But do it at the zoomed level so that your snapping is accurate. Now I've got a finished one right here. And you can see that they've all been named accordingly, and they all are accurately snapped together. Now once you've got that done, once they're all done and named, you're going to export them using the Save for Web command under File. So I'll go File, Save for Web. There's all of my different slices. What you need to make sure is that they're set to PNG 24, because that's the one that will allow for the transparency. Then when we click Save, we'll create a new folder for it. So I go New Folder. I'll go Walk Cycles. Click Create. And then down here, Images Only. Under Settings, I need to go to Other and make sure that under Optimized Files, Put Images in Folder is unchecked. If it's not on the first screen, you can click Next or Previous to find your way to it. Unchecked for Put Images in Folder. Click OK. That's under Settings. And then finally, All Slices. Images Only. Do not create a new folder. All Slices. I'm inside the folder I created called Walk Cycles. I click Save. And I'll just confirm that those were created. There's my folder. And there are all my images, 1 through 9 for walk cycle, left, right, towards, etc. They were named a little differently in that file, but they're all there. So you need to go in and create very accurate slices. Again, 64 by 64 pixels each. Then under the file, Save for Web, you would generate all those images in a folder that you will create to hold them all. And that's what we're going to use once we get into GameSalad to create these nice, elegant walk cycles in all 4 directions.